Within 2 minutes of getting on this Amtrak train, I was threatened by an Amtrak employee to be thrown off the train. And the harassment continued for most of the 15-hour trip. I'll explain that, tell you how we went from New York City to Savannah for only $29, and what we think of spending 15 hours on an Amtrak train in coach.
Feel like it is 10 degrees below zero back in New York City.
I have never seen a nicer train station. Penn Station's Moynihan Train Hall. This is the waiting area just for regular ticketed passengers, not like the roomette ones. If you're the roomette guys, you get this lounge over there. Oh hey, lucky 13 for us, baby.
It turns out 13 wasn't so lucky for us after all, starting right about now.
You have to turn that off, anyone?
We're taking this Amtrak train from New York City all the way to Savannah, and she only paid $29 for a ticket. Amtrak had a sale where you get 10 legs for $299. I did not get the deal. I got it for $500. So for me to go from New York City to Savannah, it's only $50. But I was in first class on Delta like a week ago, and there is more room. It is more comfortable. The ride's actually more comfortable.
Once again, you're gonna have to turn that on.
It's public transportation.
Okay, this is where I started to get mad. When I tried to explain that, with some exceptions, filming in public is a constitutionally protected right, he told me he'd throw me off the train if I continued.
Trevor's looking right now because they've been getting on him about...
Here's the thing. I was already threatened to be thrown off the train.
You weren't even on for a minute.
I was on for 1 minute. I was threatened to throw off the train if I film anymore, and
I don't know.
he's coming, so I'm a little afraid.
And he was a complete jerk about it. Extremely unprofessional. You lawyers correct me if I'm wrong, but when in public, there is no reasonable expectation of privacy.
I want to be in films.
But this Amtrak train attendant insisted that I not film anything.
Nothing. Nothing at all?
Even pointing the camera out the window or at myself were issues for him. If someone had complained or we were causing a nuisance, I can see why he would have asked us to stop. But we were not. He couldn't care less about the First Amendment. So I looked up Amtrak's policy, and guess what? Video recording in Amtrak public spaces is permitted. I showed this to the conductor.
She was reading what Trevor looked up on Amtrak's policy on that.
And she kind of sort of okayed minimal recording of just ourselves. But I'm not sure the angry train attendant ever got the message.
Trevor's getting all stressed out. Usually I'm the one that stresses out about things like this. I'm not turning it off. It's on me. So he is not coming. It's okay. I can film myself legally right here. Trevor's all worried. I'm just going to keep it on.
Somebody got some luggage in the breezeway.
See, I'm brave. I'm filming and he's still here.
Terrified to film because of the train attendant who was implementing his own policies, overriding the Constitution and Amtrak's policies, our trip was seriously hampered and we didn't get to film nearly as much as we wanted to.
Trevor thinks the coast is clear. That's not what this is about. This is about traveling in coach. It's not so bad so far. I mean,
It's fine.
This is our first air break. We're in Washington, D.C.
U.S. Capitol right there.
And it is really cold. Oh my gosh. They just pulled the electric train off, and now they're going to attach a diesel because that cable up there, that wire, only goes like halfway through the tunnel and you're done. Going north, you got electric bill all the way up to Boston, Massachusetts. Now, last time we were on a sleeper train, and it was the double-decker, but this time it's a single story, so we're missing some of the amenities. Like, we don't have the view car, and I guess they have it only a single-story train here because you can't fit through some of these tunnels through here. I got a couple-second break. Gotta make sure I can get back on my train. Not sure what door I can go through to do it. If you're not back in time, they will leave you. I hope I find the right door. I think it's this one. This Palmetto? Hopefully this is the right one. They don't mess around, man. Better be on time. This one looks like it's been through a little more. It's hard to believe, but we've been on the train for almost 4 hours already. And it's pretty comfortable.
Not pretty comfortable. He's been laying all over me.
That's a lie.
Who brought all the pillows and blankets and all the other stuff?
Yeah, I don't want to use them ever because she always touts how she brought them.
One of the other things is to bring some wipes. And these are all of our sleeping masks.
Yeah, chick stuff. So food's not included in a coach seat, but you can bring your own, or she can bring your own for you. And you've got these tables that are so far away they almost don't reach you, but they, retract and get close enough. There is so much legroom. It's kind of ridiculous. You've got kind of all the comforts of home. We have 2 120 power outlets. We got these 2 humongous desks, table things that pull out, and we just learned that we have free Wi-Fi. I'm not sure if it's any good yet. We're 7 hours into the trip, and so far, I'm kind of bummed that it's going so fast. It's comfortable. We brought our own food, and I'm able to work and just kind of relax, and I kind of love it.
One of the other benefits is once you keep riding the train for a little bit longer, you can take the guy that's hogging the seat, that one, and shove him over. Talked to some people while Trevor was sleeping. This guy that was 70 years old, he's been driving the train. They're here since he was 5 years old. So that was quite impressive. It's going this way on me.
Why?
What? I love it. I don't know who he was. He was kind of just gave me this whole guided tour. He's been riding that same route forever. So, gosh, if you ever jump on a train, take the opportunity. If you can, just talk to people. It just softens my heart and makes the world a little bit smaller every time we travel. They're being jerks again about us trying to film, even though they've kind of said if we pointed at ourselves or we pointed out the window, we'll be fine. What's interesting about this, we've only had 1 fresh air break in 12 hours on this train. And they've been a little bit crazy about letting us film on the train, even though we're just filming ourselves or filming outside. So we've been a little bit limited on what we can show in the train and about riding on coach. Not as bad as I thought, but the bathroom a few times has been a little...
The bathroom's functional, but leaves a little bit to be desired. They could spend a little more time cleaning between stops. It's not super sanitary.
The wipes have come in handy.
I keep getting in trouble for filming, so I'm not getting as much on the train as I want, but except for that part, it's pretty great, man. They've got a cafeteria with more options than the paid options in the Superliner cafeteria. There's no view car, but the cafeteria's got seating. Anytime I've wanted a seat in there at a table, I've gotten the whole table for myself. And then this chick finally came out to get some air. That's unusual. You hate coming out. I asked one of the guys here what the difference between business class and coach was, and apparently business is you just get an assigned seat and nothing else. He doesn't bring you drinks, no extra service, nothing. And here we've got all kinds of seats available for us. There's tons of storage for your bags right up there, and you get easy access the entire trip. I realize I could have flown to Savannah from New York and it would have been faster. And I could have driven, might have been a little bit faster, but the train is awesome because you don't have to do any of the driving. It's really comfortable. It's way cheaper. It was $30 for Leela, $50 for me. And even though there's faster ways to get from point A to point B, the train trip is part of the whole experience. You haven't tried it, To make sure you don't miss out on all the trouble we got into with Brad in both Savannah and Mexico, you gotta hit subscribe. The little costume he wore to pick us up from the train station is just the tip of the iceberg. Good riddance.